Hello everyone, it is Martina, aka King Kogi. I am excited today to talk about convenience stores. Not convenience stores in North America, but convenience stores in Japan, or as they call them in Japan, Conbinis, which, might I add, is a way more convenient way of saying it. It is one of the most inconvenient words to write out. Try it right now. I always get autocorrected. Conbinis are so different than the types of convenience stores I have experienced in North America. 7-Elevens in Canada are usually places that I go for like slushies or ices in the summertime. There's usually like 8 machines with like big gulps and half of them aren't working. Pretty much just junk food. And you would never say, I'm gonna go for a quick grocery run at the 7-Eleven. Like that's just unheard of. Interestingly, I basically talked my mom's ear off about the glory of conbinis, and she didn't really seem to believe me until people went to Japan for the Olympics and the reporters started to report back on the food that they were experiencing. And my mom was like, Martina, she doesn't sound like this at all. Why does my mom sound like Pinocchio? Martina, you were right. Convenience stores are amazing in Japan. Like there's a reporter and every day he's talking about the amazing things he's having at a convenience store. And I'm like, I know. So why are convenience stores so awesome? Well, just to give you a rough idea of what I'm about to talk about, convenience stores in Japan, you can grocery shop, you can buy takeaway pre-made meals that are actually delicious, you can pay bills, you can buy concert tickets, you can do photocopying, and just like so much stuff. So there are 5 main convenience stores in Japan. There's 7-Eleven, there is Lawson's, there's Natural Lawson's, which I would say is kind of an anti-up. It's kind of like a specialty conbini. Then you have Family Mart, they have a green, white, and blue logo. You've got a mini stop, which I'm not that familiar with, and you also have the Special Yamazaki. Special Yamazaki is kind of like a small town or countryside type location. I've never been in one. I think I've seen one when I was on like a trip, like out the window, like, look, it's a Special Yamazaki. Now this is probably the big highlight of Conbinis. So the pre-made food is delivered daily. It's refilled all the time. People don't go to convenience stores because they're just like desperate and in the middle of the road driving and they gotta gas up and they're getting a hot dog and they're like, I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. Convenience stores have literally good food. It ranges from hot dishes. We're talking curries, pastas. Currently, the 7-Elevens now are doing Thai food, tom yum goong. Each convenience store has their own thing that they're doing. Soba or cold soba, udon, ramen, and we're talking about fresh ramen noodles with the broth. And I'm definitely gonna do another video that's talking about how they separate all the items so that they last and they don't get soggy, but that is for another video. Now with these items, you can also do my favorite thing to do, which is like conbini hacks. So I like to take like one item and like mix it with another item to create something even more awesome, or like things that are really helpful for if you're traveling. So I like to kind of like go to convenience and do these little hacks and stuff. Did you? Wait a second. I think I'm being hacked. Can I be hacked mid-video? I think I'm being hacked. Such a break, King Kogi. Did you really think you could talk about hacking and not include me, hacker woman? Well, while I'm here, might as well introduce you to one of my favorite conbini hacks. So, every conbini in Japan sells these kind of like ubiquitous, rock hard vanilla ice creams. But what I like to do is hack that and make it into a super delicious, sneaky affogato. What now? That's right, affogato. We're talking coffee and ice cream, usually espresso, but for me, I make a sneaky cup of coffee. I'm using a roast from Tenango, Guatemala, roasted by Mother Tongue Coffee, located in West Oakland, California. Smells so good. Now you know me, I hate running out of coffee, but that stopped happening ever since I signed up for Trade Coffee.
Thank you, Trade Coffee, for sponsoring this video.
Freshly roasted coffee arrives at my apartment door at my preferred schedule. I mean, like it's literally shipped out 24 hours after it's roasted. That's amazing. And it allows me to not have to leave my apartment since the FBI, CIA, CIAFI, and the Special Ops Force are out to get me. Because I hack. Ow, hurt my shoulder doing that. And Trade introduces me to new roasters I've never heard of. Did you know that Mother Tongue Coffee introduces and promotes women in the coffee industry to become coffee roasters? Hacker woman approves. It's super easy. First, you get to take an online coffee quiz. Then, Trade will curate matches just for you. You choose your delivery frequencies, and it appears boom bam ma'am at your doorstep.
Trade has a guarantee that you're gonna love your first coffee. If you don't, Trade will ship out a different bag to you for free.
groovy. Then you rate it and repeat. A personalized coffee gift subscription? Sounds like an amazing holiday present to me.
Hacker woman approves.
You can take the coffee quiz by clicking on my link in the description box below. You'll get $15 off your first 3 bags. Plus, shipping is free. Now where was I? Oh yeah. Take your ice cream bag, cut off the top, and dump that big old cube into a bowl. Next, you're going to want to make your coffee. You're only going to be using a bit for your ice cream and the rest you get to drink on the side. Then, pour your coffee unceremoniously over your ice cream. Dig on in with a spoon. It's going to be hot, it's going to be cold, it's going to be creamy and magical. Boom bam! Now that's what I call a delicious dessert. It's like 2 become 1. It's like is it a Spice Girls song? I don't really... Hack the system! Also, do you mind if I move in? I'll pay rent. I'm really good at ordering stuff online. Hack the system! Hacker woman! But I will say she has inspired me. I think over on King Kogi, my other YouTube channel, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of videos about Conbini hacks. That's right, hacker woman! Well, maybe I'll invite her to step in and give a couple of tips as well. Now, where was I before I was rudely... yes, food from the Conbini. Let's talk about groceries. You can get things for your pantry all the way to fresh items at a Conbini. You can get all the basics that you need. We're talking about milk, egg, they have apples, they will have like seasonal fruits. So right now, kaki, like persimmons are really in. You can get onions, potatoes, carrots, green onions, like basically anything you need. Sometimes they have meat, like fresh meat depending on the place. That being said, you can go to expensive grocery stores in Japan. You can go there for specialty items, different types of cuts of meat and fish and different types of vegetable products. So I'm not saying live your whole life at a convenience store. I'm just saying you could. Sugar, salt, mayo, salad dressing, little bags of flour, shoyu, like soy sauce, like oil, olive oil, all the things you might need for cooking, you can get at a Conbini. And they also have these amazing miniature sized items, you guys. Like you can get mayonnaise that's normal, or you can get like little baby mayonnaise. You can get like normal tonkatsu sauce for like your fried food.
Tiny Tabascos.
It's amazing. So whenever I have to travel for work and I'm at like a hotel or an Airbnb, then I can actually use these like little mini items. I don't have to buy like a big item. So that's a little bit of a hint there for you guys if you're coming here on vacation. You don't have to buy a giant bottle of mayonnaise if you're just trying to cook for like a week. But you also could buy a giant bottle of mayonnaise because Japan's mayonnaise, it's amazing. And now the ramen that's being put for sale in the Conbinis is actually ramen and broth that's made by like some of the #1 ramen shops in Japan. Like the real ramen shop chefs are now making a Conbini version. So if you can't go all the way to that location, you can have a comparison to it at a Conbini. If you bring up your food to the front to pay for it, they are going to ask you a question. And what they're asking you in Japanese is, do you want me to warm up your food? And if you don't understand it because you don't speak Japanese, you can say, hi, or you can say yes, or you can say, onegai shimasu, or you can just say, yes, please, and they will warm it up for you. And then the next thing they're going to do is put it into a bag and they will grab for you either chopsticks or a fork or a spoon. Some places will do little hand wipes, yoshiburi, they'll put them in for you. Some places might ask you, so they might start reaching for it or they might glance at it, and the next question they're asking you is, do you need cutlery? So if you need it, you can again say yes or hi or onegai shimasu. If you don't need them to warm it up, then you can just say no. Very helpful as well. That's a no. So use body language if you don't speak the language. That way you can communicate regardless. From there, you got cold items. So you got sandwiches, or as they're called here, sando, which I love. It just sounds like sand. Oh! Within these categories, every single location will have some ubiquitous items that you can get at every location. However, on top of that, they'll have their own specialty brand items. So there's like 7-Eleven snacks that are like the 7-Eleven version. There's the Family Mart snacks, and these are only available at those chains. So people get very, like argumentative about what their favorite place is. Like I have a favorite place to go for pasta. Like I prefer Lostin's pasta. Lawson's pasta. Lawson's, now it sounds like a funny word. Say it with me, Lawson's pastas. And each shop will have basics, like everyone has an egg salad sandwich, but people will fight over which one has the best one. Everybody will have like a tuna mayo onigiri, but everybody will fight over what they think is the best one. And then some will have specialty items. One of my favorites was tamago kaki gohan onigiri, which is like an egg that's been mixed with like soy sauce and it gets all creamy, and it's normally a dish that you get, but they made it into like an onigiri format. And I could never, it was always sold out, but I used to go in the morning to the hospital with my friend Anna, and she would help me, and we would get them on the way there. We'd always be like, yeah, we got them. And then they were gone. Limited edition. So even if you visited Japan before and you've gone to a Conbini, don't think that the stuff that you had is gonna still be there. It's always changing. You wanna know what else Conbinis have in Japan? Alcohol. I mean, so much alcohol. Bourbon, vodka, whiskey, you've got things like shochu, sake, you've got red wine and white wine. Is it the highest, most expensive wine? No, the most expensive wine you're gonna get at a Conbini is around, I would say $12. And you can also get a bottle of wine for $5. And you know what? It's not that bad, if I have to be honest with you. I also use an aerator, which helps out all red wines and also really good for cooking. But outside of hard alcohol, they have canned items. If you've ever heard anybody talking about things like strong zeros, basically it looks like a wall of soda. They're all different flavors. So it's kind of like mysterious alcohol mixed with lemon or grapefruit, or they do seasonal items, which are always like terrifying. Like they have grape, which is so sweet, or like peach. You can also get like rum mixed with soda water, lemon sours, which is like kind of like a Japanese alcohol mixed with like a sour lemon. There's beer of all different kinds. Some convenience stores will have craft beers and have like glass beer bottles, and others will just do like the normal beers. Like when you buy them, you'll get to the front cash and the screen will pop up and say, are you 20 years of old? And you press yes because
you are, right? You're not going there to underage drink.
So depending on the style of person you are, some people will stick to Conbini drinking for their entire evening, which I don't really recommend because it can lead to some pretty nasty hangovers. Some people will go there for the pre-drink. They'll go there just to get like a couple drinks started before they go somewhere else. And some people will make incredibly bad decisions and go to convenience stores after they've spent the night drinking, being like, I'm not that drunk, and then they buy strong zeros, and it will give you a very strong hangover. So, Mom, look away. I've made all of these mistakes in my time in Japan, so I feel like I have a strong respect and understanding for such beverages. You will also be able to use a convenience store to buy concert tickets, sporting events. You want to go to a baseball game, if you want to go to the Ghibli Museum, you got to go to a convenience store. So there are machines that are usually located to your right or left when you walk in. They're called LOPPIs, L-O-P-P-I, I think, and they have all these different options available for you to buy these tickets. Some machines have English and some of them don't, so it can be a bit complicated. You might be able to get an app on your phone to help you kind of translate your way through it, and I'm sure there are millions of websites now available that if you look up like how to buy Studio Ghibli, they kind of walk you through it. But you do need to go there to actually buy them. So what else can a convenience store do? Well, if you're living in Japan, you're going to be using it to do things like pay your bills. So your gas bills and your water bills, it'll arrive in your mailbox, and you'll take this with you to the convenience store, and you just walk up to the front and hand it to them, and the person will know what to do. They're going to scan it, they're going to stamp it, they're going to tell you the price, you're going to pay for it, and then they will stamp it and they'll rip it and they'll give you the parts that you need to keep. And if you are living in Japan, you will also need to go to a convenience store to buy the tickets that you need if you want to throw away large furniture items. So if you've got like a couch or a fridge and you're not selling it and you want to throw it away, you have to get a special sticker that then goes onto the item that says that you've paid the amount of money needed for people to pick it up. So you go to the convenience stores and you're choosing between like a small, medium, or large size item. You can look up the information for which size the item is and what sticker you need to get. Online, it will depend on the neighborhood you're living in. So every neighborhood has like different rules. You can also get tickets for like night buses, if you need to photocopy something, if you don't have a printer, but you need to print an item. Some places even have photo printers for your pictures, so you can bring your like USB in and you can actually print at them. Now the final thing I'm gonna mention about convenience stores is gonna be their chicken. That's right, I am mentioning their chicken. The first time I came to Japan visiting from Korea, I was hanging out with my friend Zach and Becky, and my friend Zach was like,
Oh, like we're hungry, we gotta get some food, why don't we grab some fried chicken?
and I was like,
We're gonna get fried chicken from 7-Eleven. Like, what are you talking about? That's like got diarrhea written all over it.
but no, it does not. Every Conbini has like this little display case with all different types of chicken. They have like chicken breast, they'll have chicken nuggets, they will have chicken on a stick, they'll have special edition chicken with ume, English and Japanese together, pickled plum that's been mushed up, and it's like a sour pickle jam, and shiso leaf, which is like sesame leaf, but the Japanese version, inside of it wrapped and fried. And every place has its own version. And people will like argue and fight over who makes the best fried chicken, but it is worth giving it a go. I would say try it out in the morning and the afternoon. In the evening, you'll see them often like frying and cooking, but I think there's a cutoff time where the chicken will just kind of be the end of the day chicken, but it's never the day before chicken. It's always like from that day. And now that it's autumn time in Japan, the oden is out. Those are those fish cakes and radishes that have been boiled in like a dashi broth, and they'll put them into like a container for you, and you can stand outside and be like, oden, warms my soul. So I hope this little introduction, little TLDR if you will, about conbinis has convinced you that convenience stores around the world are not the same. I would love to hear in the comment section below, have you been to a conbini in Japan? And if you have, what blew your mind about it? And if you haven't, what country you're from and what convenience stores are like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in Europe, convenience stores are like amazing and baller and everyone goes there for pre-made meals. Or maybe, I get the sinking suspicion, it's similar to North America, where convenience stores are not where you go for a healthy, wholesome meal. Otherwise, I'm gonna do a little bit of
Convenience.
over to my King Kogi YouTube channel. And thank you again to Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video. I cannot express how happy I am that I get to share a coffee sponsorship with you guys, because you know how much I love coffee. Being able to work and taste different types of coffee and to suggest coffee to you guys makes me feel really, really happy. Just makes me very happy. Thanks for watching everybody, and see you over on King Kogi. That's a wrap.